Turkey offers a massive, dynamic market for businesses looking to expand. The economy is active, the talent pool is deep, and the geographic position provides a highly strategic base for both domestic and international operations. But beneath that inviting surface lies a highly complex payroll environment. Operating here requires a structured compliance framework and continuous monitoring of statutory requirements, tasks that extend far into the specific details of tax and labor law. You have to reconcile overlapping layers of Turkish tax rules, social security regulations, and strict labor laws. The Social Security Institution, or SGK, imposes its own specific requirements that must align perfectly with the national tax code in every filing. Missing statutory deadlines or submitting inaccurate filings carries severe consequences. Employers face immediate financial penalties, additional tax liabilities, and potential employment disputes that can easily stall daily operations. Surviving this environment means you either dedicate immense internal resources to become a full-time compliance expert, or you find a specialized partner. Without that dedicated support, you risk losing focus on the actual core business that brought you to the market in the first place. That is where ÖZMEN Consultancy steps in. Their integrated approach to payroll and employment compliance begins well before your new employee's first day of work. Hiring in Turkey requires mandatory registration with the SGK prior to the start date. ÖZMEN handles the collection and verification of all employment documentation, registers the employee under your company's social security file, and sets up their profile within the reporting system. This initial onboarding establishes your company's payroll infrastructure, and it carries a fixed baseline cost of $200. Once that system is active, processing a new hire into the established framework costs a transparent flat fee of $40 per employee. This predictable onboarding process guarantees a legally sound start to the employment relationship. It insulates the employer from initial registration risks and sets a clean foundation for the months ahead. Once your team is onboarded, the focus shifts to the rigorous, recurring monthly requirements of Turkish payroll administration. ÖZMEN's professionals perform all comprehensive calculations on your behalf. This includes determining gross to net salary, factoring in overtime and bonuses, and calculating the exact Social Security premiums required by law. This flowchart shows how raw employee data enters a central node and is processed into two clear outputs. On one side, you receive a general ledger file for accurate payroll accrual, and on the other, individual employee payslips ready for distribution. Beyond internal records, ÖZMEN fills your crucial monthly statutory obligations. They prepare and submit all monthly Social Security premium declarations and process the withholding tax returns for employee salaries. Managing this monthly operational cycle has a clear base cost of $120 for up to 5 employees. For growing businesses, the cost structure scales predictably at $12 per additional headcount each month. ÖZMEN's disciplined validation procedures deliver total financial predictability and regulatory alignment. The entire cycle runs accurately and on time, requiring zero administrative effort from the employer. Eventually, the life cycle reaches the highly sensitive termination phase. Turkish labor law dictates that offboarding an employee requires absolute precision to avoid post-employment disputes. ÖZMEN manages all the specific offboarding tasks. They run the final payroll calculations, determine any termination-related entitlements, prepare official work certificates, and handle the formal deregistration of the employee from the Social Security Institution. Safely offboarding an employee from the system and completing these required legal steps carries a transparent, fixed cost of $50 per lever. Underpinning this entire life cycle, from hello to goodbye, is ÖZMEN's compliance governance framework. This acts as an invisible shield, providing continuous regulatory monitoring and producing audit-ready reporting. Rigorous offboarding combined with this continuous governance effectively caps the employer's liability. It ensures that absolutely no lingering legal or financial blowback remains for the company after a worker departs. Independently managing the Turkish regulatory landscape carries steep risks, but integrating ÖZMEN's lifecycle management converts those complex requirements into an organized, predictable reality. This icon from ÖZMEN's service documentation represents their verified approach to employment law, providing stability through 3 core pillars: strict regulatory compliance, structured operational accuracy, and timely statutory reporting. In Turkey, proper payroll administration serves as a vital structural defense mechanism for the entire business. Partnering with ÖZMEN Consultancy allows you to leave the complex regulations to the specialists. You can focus exclusively on your core operations and growth, armed with absolute confidence in your employment compliance.